So as I told you that we are still in line with setting up the best museum within Buganda. Remember, these stuff are just gathered from people who had these historical facts from different areas. So these are some of the memories of our present king and the past kings of Buganda. So you can always feel free to come to this gallery. You can be free to bring your families along because this is always for you to access. Yeah, so you can feel free to go to each of any pictures you would like to see and get to know like what was the event, what were they doing, what were they talking about. On the other wall, we have some of the pictures of our king when he was still little in his childhood stages. And these are some of the events, the wedding, when he's meeting different people and things like that. So as for this specific area, we're having some of the art pieces or artwork that depicts or tries to bring out the likeness of the past kings of Buganda. So we know in the present day, there is no one really who has ever seen these kings, right? So we have written history about them, and we have people who could describe their likeness when they've gotten those stories from the people who were living before them. So we use that kind of knowledge and history about them to come up with such pieces for them. So, and when you look through clearly, these kings and you look at their history, they were looking like this.
Now, this went through 3 phases, like Queen has said. 1, a lot of research was done, depending on the literature that is available, but also looking at the different people that come descendants of these kings. Some of them look exactly like them. And also much of the research that was done. It's amazing that some of these things people think they were not written. You'll be surprised that these kings somewhere left traces within the kingdom of writings, of how they looked like, of sculptures. Any of you has ever been to like a place like Nyero rocks? Rock paintings. Somewhere, if you go to a place like Dorwe Island, all this information, like of the ancient kings, about our history is there. So much of the research, a lot of research was done. So somebody didn't just come up to paint. No. A lot of research was done and inquiries. Yeah.
This is a map of Buganda, but it is subdivided into counties. So it is within these counties that the king is able to rule effectively, ruling each one of the people within different counties effectively. So Buganda was subdivided into 18 counties. The 18 counties are these ones. We have the largest as, we have Singo as the largest, but then they used to compete with Budu, these two. Yeah, but apparently it's Singo, then Budu is the second largest. So each Saza, the king appointed a man to rule over in his place to each Saza. It's a public library, it's a public space, and we have books that cater for all people, for all ages, for all kinds of education levels and things like that. For women's interest, you want to be a better woman, you always like undermined, underlooked, this is a space for you. You can always have books there. For those people who like want to be like effective in speech, things like that, we have such books. Those of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, those highly recommended books, we have them in place. We have religious books, we have Bibles, we have Qur'ans, Birina. Yeah, those for the medical students, we as well have their books. Those doing physics, engineers, those doing law, we have law books. Those who are interested in astronomy, we as well have your books. We have history of different African countries, talk about Liberia, talk about Zambia, talk about Namibia, Malawi. We have all of them in the Africa section.